Okay, part two of section 1.4. Hopefully, you thought about these before you start watching the video. If not, pause, think about these. So, I'm just going to jump in and start going through the answers. And in each one of these, we want to identify a potential source of bias. And first one, a restaurant gives surveys on the receipts. Surveys on the receipts, you've probably seen these. Fast food does it all the time. Sometimes they'll even give you a little incentive where you get a free thing if you turn in the receipt or do the survey. So not everybody's going to do that, though. I know there's times when I'm like, I'm not really interested in their incentive. I'm probably not going back there for a while anyway. So I don't fill it out. And that means there's a non-response. So non-response bias, because not everyone is going to fill these things out and give, all of the representation of their customers. Next one, a survey asks, is your favorite pet a cat or a dog? Well, maybe if you had to pick between the two, maybe you'd be able to pick one, but maybe your favorite pet is a turtle or a snake or a ferret or a rat or many of the other things that are out there, all the other critters that people have had as pets. So this one, the biased wording, they didn't really, leave it open-ended enough to get all the possible responses that could be out there and get the full representation of the population. So it's definitely going to be biased towards cats and dogs. All right, part C. A researcher wants to determine how city residents feel about putting in a new highway system. They select their sample from local senior centers. Well, getting the senior voice is important, and maybe there's some younger people hanging out with the seniors at the senior center, but you're missing out on a whole lot of people in the city if you're only going to the senior centers. You're probably missing out on all the young drivers and even maybe middle-aged drivers that are out there. And, even if you're not driving, just putting in a new highway system, maybe that's going to affect, where people live, and they don't want that, even if they don't drive. So you're missing out on all those people just by going to the senior centers. So that is classic selection bias. You took a sample from a place with probably good intent, but you missed out on a whole chunk of the population that should also be heard. Right. A researcher notices that when bathing suit sales go up, so do ice cream sales. So they conclude that when people buy bathing suits, they must be compelled to buy ice cream too. If this sounds silly, you are in the right place, because what you're probably thinking is, wait, if bathing suits are going up, ice cream sales going up, maybe it's getting warmer out, so maybe there's some other thing that's causing people to do this. I know, when I go buy a bathing suit, I'm not necessarily like, oh, wow, I got this bathing suit, I need ice cream. Sometimes I like ice cream, but it's not because I bought a bathing suit necessarily. So definitely in this case, confounding variable. There's something else there that's really affecting the sales that has nothing really to do with bathing suits. Those ice creams are coming along too because of the temperature, or confounding variable. There we go. And the last one here, a local car dealership releases the results of a study show that their dealership is the best dealership in town. That reads kind of funny, doesn't it? I need to fix that. So, of a study that shows, let's try this again. A local car dealership releases the results of a study that shows that their dealership is the best dealership in town. Sorry about that. Well, if they paid for the study and they're putting it out there as they're the best, might be a little bias on the source. Maybe you want to go talk to some other people. I know whenever I see a company claiming they're awesome, maybe I want to get some independent reviews and see if everybody else thinks they're awesome too. So definitely a bias source here. All right, so that takes us to the end there of part E and the end of that example and the end of this video. So if you have questions on these things, please be sure to ask. That's why I have the discussion pages. That's why I have email. That's why I have office hours. If you want to, meet virtually in Zoom, I can do that with you, by appointment too. That's why we have tutoring. So if you're having questions on this, get help, and I will see you in another video. Well, quote unquote, see you.